With so many choices when it comes to airport lounges and the seemingly endless possibilities to get access to them, are airport lounges worth all the hype? One thing that seemingly comes with all premium travel credit cards like the Capital One Venture X is the ability to go to virtually any airport lounge thanks to either the credit card lender having their own network or something called the Priority Pass. It's definitely one of my favorite luxuries when traveling on the road for work or vacation, and having a card like the Capital One Venture X is a huge blessing. And since I've had the opportunity to go to all three current Capital One lounges in Denver, DC, and Dallas, I think it's time to crown my favorite in this video. I'll also be showcasing some other lounges I've been to just showcase how vastly different airport lounges can be. Up first, we're going to be making our way over to my home airport, and that's going to be the Washington Dulles International Airport, or IAD. This 8,500 square feet Capital One lounge is located in probably the best location possible, that being the main terminal of the airport, so that anyone with a flight out of Dulles is able to access the lounge. It's located on one of the highest floors of the main area where you can take a train to get to your gate. And it can definitely be super confusing to locate, as when I went for my first time, I ended up wandering around for 10 to 15 minutes trying to find it. There is this really inconvenient sign that's also extremely small that indicates an elevator that takes you directly in front of the lounge, but if you're unable to find that, there are also escalators that can take you right up to the right floor. You just have to figure out exactly which escalators are the correct ones. Once inside the lounge, on the left side is where the grab and go section is, which consists of the typical items you'll probably see at all Capital One lounges, those meaning pre-made sandwiches, salads, fruit cups, and drinks, as well as an open coffee area where you can request a handful of different caffeinated drinks. Walking toward the main area of the lounge, you'll find some nice open area seating at this triangle shaped table, as well as a row of bar stool seating for those that want to get work done. The lounge is shaped in a massive square or rectangle with the kitchen and staff centered in the middle, and all of the different amenities around the outside. On the opposite side of the entrance to the lounge is where you'll find a large open seating area with the all-access bar in the middle, and then on the other side is where you'll find Capital One's tapas-like food options, which changes out throughout the day depending on the service. From these buffet counters, you can find a bunch of locally produced classic American dishes for both the meat lovers and vegetarians, as well as a wide assortment of pastries and breads and a big selection of beverages. I personally came during the breakfast service, which is why you'll see I got a ton of breakfast items, but later on I do come back to visit the lounge again during lunch service, so you'll get to see a ton of variety in what Capital One lounges have to offer. Overall, I give the food items a solid 8 out of 10 in terms of variety for any type of palate, as well as for the taste itself. Definitely highly recommend it. In terms of other amenities that the Capital One Lounge in Dulles provides, are these semi-covered, semi-sectioned off study areas, which can definitely be a great space to occupy if you're able to secure a spot, as they are probably one of the quietest areas of the lounge itself. In terms of other amenities, however, they do seem to lack quite a bit compared to the other two Capital One lounges we'll be covering in this video, which I'd give a rating of 5 out of 10. There are some things that make this lounge special, but when compared to the next two, it's not even comparable. Overall, I give the Dulles Capital One Lounge a 3 out of 5 Capital One logos. It gets the job done, but that's about it. And before we swing over to the most recent Capital One Lounge I visited in Denver, I did want to make my way over to the Turkish Lounge in the same exact airport at Dulles International. The Turkish Lounge at IAD is accessible through the Priority Pass, and I was immediately blown away by how nice the lounge was. There was a ton of ample seating with a lot of entertainment being shown on 7 different TVs, with tons of natural light pouring in from the huge floor-to-ceiling windows that covered one side of the lounge. The food options were plentiful. While gearing more towards Middle Eastern cuisine, there was something for everyone to try, and definitely very good options. Making my way towards the back of the lounge, there were even areas to take a shower, prayer meditation rooms, and even an area for mothers to take care of their babies, not to mention a fully staffed bar. Definitely recommend it if the Capital One Lounge ends up being too full. For the Capital One Lounge in Denver International Airport, or DEN, it's located in Concourse A up the escalators near Gate A34. Definitely less accessible than the lounge at IAD, but still accessible to everyone as all three concourses are connected. With over 10,800 square feet of space, it's about 25% bigger than the one at IAD. Once reaching the top of the escalators, you'll be greeted by the staff manning the front desk and encased by all four sides of the lounge. The grab and go area section was right behind the check-in desk and again offered sandwiches, fruit, salads, and drinks. This lounge also came with a fully stocked bar that offered 360 degrees of service with a pretty amazing and wide selection of Capital One signature tapas style food options. This lounge also offered showering options, which is something that the lounge in DC did not offer, as well as parent rooms and working spaces that seemed like they were first come first served. The food was amazing here. I got to try a wide variety of all kinds of foods that I'm sure everyone would enjoy. The mac and cheese was to die for actually. Definitely highly recommend it if you get a chance to go. And I even got some alcoholic drinks that were on the house. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed spending the couple of hours that I had here. I'd give this Capital One Lounge a solid 5 out of 5 Capital One logos. I grabbed a ton of food from the grab and go section as I knew I'd much rather have that than the bad airline food that United was about to serve us. I did feel a bit weird that the lounge was above where everyone else was. Made me feel like I was some sort of king staring down at all the peasants that didn't have access, which is definitely something I did not deserve. Anyways, definitely an amazing lounge to be in. And finally, we're going to be going over to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, or DFW. This Capital One Lounge is the flagship lounge, meaning this lounge was the lounge that opened up first back in 2021. It wouldn't be until 2023 and 2024 when the next two were open. Keep in mind, at the time, this was my very first introduction to what airport lounges were supposed to be. So I definitely had like a mouth agape expression on my face the entire time I was there. The 10,000 square feet DFW lounge is located in Terminal D near Gate 22, which might be a bit of an obscure location to navigate to, but all terminals of the airport are connected by rail lines, so you'll get there just fine. And don't worry, it's not like the Capital One Lounge in IAD. There's a bright big neon Capital One Lounge sign to show you exactly where you need to go. Once through reception, you'll find the first little section off area of where the grab and go food is located, as well as this funny triangle shaped table where I've never actually seen people sit at unless it's super duper crowded. On the right side, walking in, is a large area for people to both sit at with decorative art pieces displayed all around, and a huge floor to ceiling window where you can find American airline flights loading and unloading. Towards the back is the area that you've probably seen in all of Capital One's Venture X commercials, with tons of areas to sit and relax, and the Capital One bar where people can order their free drinks and cocktails. The food and non-alcoholic beverages are located on this wall, which is opposite of the large open seating area, and the food, as always, presents local dishes such as barbecue brisket sliders and chipotle chicken rice bowls. In terms of amenities, I'd argue that the lounge in DFW had the most, especially compared to Dulles that didn't even have a single one. With the DFW lounge, you get an exercise room which is stocked with 2 Peloton bikes just in case you do want to work out on your layover, a relaxation room which I unfortunately didn't get any footage of, but they are these pod-like structures that I'm sure you could pass out in. Shower suites, which are always a nice amenity to have if your lounge provides them to get rid of the oils and gunk that come with flying. And finally, multi-faith rooms as well as parent rooms. Definitely understand why the Dallas one is the flagship lounge. Overall, I'd give the DFW Capital One Lounge a flagship out of 5 Capital One logos, crowning it the best Capital One Lounge out of the 3 available so far. Now keep in mind, if you do follow up with airport lounge news, Capital One is supposed to come out with additional lounges in Las Vegas, JFK and LGA in New York, and DCA in Washington, DC. There's also a new concept that Capital One is launching called Capital One Landings, which Capital One says will focus on food aspects of airport lounges more. Hopefully they're able to roll out with these concepts soon, because it took almost 2 years for the lounges in Denver and DC to roll out after initial launch in Dallas. Now obviously airport lounges aren't a new concept, with more credit card lenders joining the competition recently, such as the mega huge Chase Sapphire Lounge in LaGuardia that recently opened up, spanning 21,000 square feet, which my brother was actually able to get some B-roll in, and it's absolutely insane. Or the continuous addition of Centurion lounges by American Express, both in DCA and in 2025 Salt Lake City. What do you personally think about the current collection of Capital One lounges? Do you personally think that they are one of the best in the game compared to what is already available? What was the best lounge you've ever been to? Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay safe out there, everybody. Peace. For those that are new to the channel, hi, my name is Eric. I generally talk about everything credit card related. The goal for this channel is to provide informational and meaningful financial related content that everyone everywhere can enjoy. So again, if you'd like to support that dream, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And with that all being said, thank you for watching. As always, stay safe out there, everybody. Peace.